Hey, Carmine here with another thought. So I'm in the mall. I got my kids out, and we're passing one of those restaurants that are in the mall. Now, I gotta ask you a question. Does anybody else see what I see? You go to one of these places, and it could be in the big box malls. It can be in the strip malls, and there's the chains. There's chain after chain after chain. And I found it kind of interesting that folks are very happy to take the beeper, wait an hour and a half, and let's say the meal's great. Average, whatever, it doesn't matter. We all have our favorite place to eat, but there's no questions asked. You take the beeper, you either sit there like a sheep, or you go walk the mall and spend some more money. And when this little thing beeps, you'll come back an hour and a half later. But what I noticed at some of the restaurants I've owned and worked at, if somebody gets in a car and drives to your restaurant, and you tell them, if they don't have a reservation, that the wait might be 15 minutes, I can't tell you how many times I've watched folks say, well, I tell you, we're going to go somewhere else. Now I'm thinking, by the time you got back in the car and drove 15 minutes to go somewhere else to get the beeper and wait an hour and a half, isn't that kind of silly? But it happens more times than not. See, the whole theory behind reservations at a restaurant is there's X number of seats in a restaurant, right? Everybody knows that. But there's also a flow. So I'm going to pick a round number. My kitchen can handle 30 covers ordering every 15 minutes. And every restaurant's different. But the theory is that the restaurants ensure that when you come to, and we're very happy that you do, to our restaurant, we have a seat for you. So here's the catch though. If I have a reservation for somebody at 7 o'clock, and I can sell that table again at 9 and 5, round numbers, 2 hours to allow 2 people to have dinner, I think is fine. And you walk in at 6:30. Now you come in at 6:30, you see an empty table, and you're saying to yourself, what do you mean he doesn't have a table? That one's empty. Well, there's no way, and I wouldn't want to rush you in and out in a half hour. So what ends up happening is I have to honor that table at 7 o'clock. So I have to tell you, I'm sorry folks, there's going to be a 20-minute wait or a 30-minute wait or whatever it is, because I know there's another table that's either on dessert or paying the check. So there's a whole art and science that goes to it. It's more than just giving you a number and saying, well, yeah, we'll put you on the list. Now I think a great restaurant or a very well-run restaurant or managed restaurant has front of the house people that really know this concept and know how to manage this, so that when you call, you get a guarantee of a 15-minute window, I think is appropriate. And if you're going to take a reservation, my theory is you need to honor that. So there's a perfect balance between paying your bills, taking care of your family, and treating your guests the way they expect it to be. It's hospitality after all. So I guess the problem I have is when you have a restaurant that takes a reservation and just basically whatever, just take the name, and so they make you think they're doing the right thing. And then there's the beeper. I think somewhere in the middle, it takes some effort, but I think reservations are a great thing. So it's important that the restaurant honor the reservation, but it's also important that you do as well. If you're going to be late, call the restaurant, let them know that either you're going to be late or that you're not able to make it, so that they can make a living. But explain to me, if you can, how it's okay to say, I can't wait 15 minutes, drive 20 to the mall, and then take a beeper for an hour and a half. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm crazy.